Piers Morgan. Are you having it, folks? Well, more importantly, are you having him? That's the double question I'd like to ask. Now, before I go any further, I didn't mind the guy at one time. I quite liked him. I thought he was stupid the day he threw his dolly out the pram over the Meghan thing with his weatherman on GMB and what's offset. I thought he was very, very silly. I thought he was out of order as well. Thought he went much, much too far and wasn't big enough to walk back on and apologise. He took it to a whole extreme. He's made himself him against Harry and Meghan, and he's made himself the protector of the monarchy. They've not asked for it, they don't necessarily want it, but he's took on that mantle. Today, Prince Harry, he's won the phone hacking case against the Mirror Group newspapers. I think he's won 150 grand. And after winning the 150 grand and his legal team giving a statement on Harry's behalf, they then bring Piers Morgan out. Piers walks out of his front door and he has words to say on a prepared statement. So I don't want to get this wrong, so I'll put the bins on for this. You've got to watch what you say, especially when you're calling somebody a liar. Yeah, so Prince Harry, Piers Morgan says after the Mirror Group's been guilty and fined £150,000 for phone hacking, Morgan has said, no, I've never hacked anybody and I've never asked anybody to hack anybody. What he didn't say was he didn't know the Mirror Group were hacking Prince Harry. He never mentioned that at all. What I'm saying is this. Morgan was the editor for 9 years of that newspaper. I've done a Mrs. Brown again there. 9 years. And in that time, he did not know the Mirror Group were hacking Prince Harry. He never thought to ask, where are we getting all these stories from? These are explosive. These are unbelievable. How are we managing to get these? No, he never asked. He was editor, but he never asked and nobody told him. Have I got anything else to read there? Yeah. But what he's done at the end of his prepared speech today was say, and how on earth Harry can talk about lies and telling truths and what have you, when all him and Meghan are trying to do, and all they've tried to do, is tell lies about the royal family, call them racist when they're not, and try to bring the royal family down. How he can be talking about honesty and truth is beyond me, and calling my good name. And that was about the upshot there. But I thought to myself, wait a minute, Piers. You've never at one stage said, I did or didn't know whether the Mirror Group were hacking, whether or not my reporters and my investigators were hacking Harry, or where they were getting the stories from. You never asked that question. So you ran the newspaper for 9 years and you did a man well. You knew nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, I'll say this to you, Piers. If you knew nothing, I would say you're absolutely crap at your job. And I mean crap. And you always profess and push yourself as to being best in class and great at what you do. You've run that newspaper for 9 years and you knew nothing of what was going on underneath you. That's not a good editor, is it? That's not a good captain of industry, a good manager of men and women, is it? They're doing all this behind your back and you knew nothing. Nah, I'm not having it, Piers. I believe it when you say that you've never hacked anybody in your life. I believe it when you say you've never asked anybody to hack anybody in your life. Well, 75% of me believes that. 25% of me thinks maybe you have done. But I 100% believe you knew Harry was being hacked. Which is why I 100% know that you didn't say today on that prepared statement. And I'll tell you now, I never for 1 minute in that 9 years that I run that newspaper knew that they were hacking Harry or anybody else for that matter. I never knew it. No, Morgan, I'm not having it at all. I'm really, really not having it. And, you know, I think Harry's done some wrong things and made some bad decisions for the last 2 or 3 years. Mainly, I believe, possibly in part to Meghan's influence, or bad influence, let's say. But he's not 100% wrong about everything. He's got some points to make and some points he's trying to make and people aren't letting him. But he's got people like Morgan who are 1,000,000% against him when they've no reason to be. And I think Morgan's batting for the royal family and all this pontificate he's doing on their behalf, which, as I say, they've not asked him to do. He's just a smokescreen over the whole hatred thing of him and Meghan and to clear his own name. As I say, I mean, basically, I think the whole thing revolves around the fact many years ago, as we've been told, 3 or 4 years ago, Meghan got very, very friendly with Mr. Morgan, and then when she didn't need him anymore and had other fish to fry, she just dropped him like that, and he's never liked it, I don't think, because nobody's treated Piers that way before. He's not used to that at all. people are normally at his feet falling all over him, and that's what he likes. Anyway, I think he was out of order today, and I think again he's out of order bringing up the royal family. They've not asked him to defend themselves. They've not needed his words. He's just trying to deflect. For me, that's all there is on this sordid little thing today. So Harry wins, and Morgan knew absolutely nothing, or at least that's what he'd have us believe.